Good day everyone. Welcome back to this channel. For today's topic, let me deviate a bit from my STCW season to touch and dwell on a very hot item now going on in our country, the Philippines. Okay? There are so many schools of thought, so many arguments put forward, so many it's very confusing, and there's too much noise. Okay, it's boiling down to the fact that we may fail the EMSA audit, but bear in mind too that it's not only EMSA this time. There's also a audit finding from the IMO independent evaluators. So to try and get down to the root cause, let's begin. So looking at the marine advisories issued by Marina, okay, there's two things that I would like you to pay attention to. Number one, it was the message that effective that date or whatever date that was, the courses for training in MLC, OLC, ETO prior to taking and sitting the exam stops. Okay? So that basically means all you need now is to apply to Marina based on certain parameters. Okay, we'll go to that later. The next Marine Advisory release includes now certain certificate of proficiencies, which you do not need to take refresher training anymore. Okay? So, having said that, when the seafarer goes inside the website of MISMO, it is stated there that all you need now to sit the exam is your actual years of service, okay, and what else?
Copies of your SIRB and copies of your medical certificate.
But it's very clear that these advisories have given the instruction that there is a cessation of the use of the previous memorandum circulars that defined what you're supposed to do prior to taking the exam. So, how can we go about this? There was this thing that was raised that you must need, or you can ask for, an attestation from the vessel's master or chief engineer. It sounds fair enough, but let's go deeper into that word attestation. So what is attestation? Well, in the English dictionary, it is defined as a thing that serves to bear witness, confirm, or authenticate, verify, and validate. In the audit system, it is giving independent opinion on published financial and other information of a business, public agencies, or other organizations. So it is, well, you could call it is a testimony defining that this person or this thing has met and has performed well, and so forth and so on. Signed whoever is in charge. So it can be a one pager, it can be multiple pages, but it's basically an objective evidence that shows that whoever is on the receiving end has done what it was supposed to do. Okay? Do attestations come in many forms? Yes. And are attestations present in companies? Yes. They could be named differently, such as performance indicator, evaluation, appraisal, and all the other good HR stuff. But it basically tells the company that this person, as of this uh, attestation, has complied or met with certain parameters. Is this acceptable in our MET and STCW? Yes, you'd be surprised. Let's look at it now. If you have not yet found it, well, let me tell you, it is there in the code, section 3. Okay? It is found in all the tables of competencies. And it is under column 3, methods of demonstrating competence. You don't have to look for the word attestation. It is there in another phrase called approved in-service experience. Okay? So that is basically the attestation that is required to complete the cycle of assessment. There are some that may contest that, but basically that's one of the methods of determining competence. Okay? Does Marina use it? Does Marina use this attestation prior to the present situation of qualifying management level officers and engineers? Marina did not. They only used the two most common approved methods of demonstrating competence. These were examination and assessment. Therefore, you have to take some training courses, upgrading courses, management level courses, and you have to show practical knowledge before you can take the examination. So that's how it was until the Marine Advisory came, which effectively stopped that, but had in place, of course, if you stop something, you must put something in place. It was this now very loosely called attestation or in-service experience. So basically, that was the direction of the Marina prior to the latest administration. So there has been a lot of noise of late. Many focused on the prospect of having the competency certificates delisted on the basis of the external audit results, which are not favorable by EMSA, the European Commission, and basically the users of Filipino Seafarers. Well, this is well founded. We are missing another important element in all of this. Too much noise. Okay? Let me tell you, it is basically the new system applied under the released Marine Advisory dated May. It is 2021-23. Okay? This advisory effectively suspends the applications of the previous Marina circulars that are basically giving the protocol and the procedures for conducting MLC, theoretical and practical assessments. Okay? these are all prescribed upgrading courses in MNC. That's the previous 2018 Marina Circular. So, now that this advisory was released, it states that basically all you need now is the record of your sea service. With enough sea service time under STCW, then you can sit and take the competency examination. So when the advisory came out, it took some quarters in the training and education field by surprise because of this advisory, there was no need for upgrading MLC courses and practical assessments prior to the examination. Okay? While this is not wrong for Marina to do such advisory, it comes as a surprise because ever since the beginning of the implementation of the STCW, the norm was to have updating MLC management level courses and practical assessments prior to taking the exam. Now, with just this advisory, all the seafarer candidates need now is their copies of their sea service. That would suffice. From a different standpoint, that would be great since now the seafarers do not have to spend so much time on land and they can be deployed immediately. Okay, so do away with the training, do away with the practical assessment. Okay, and by virtue of an attestation by the master or chief engineer that certain person is qualified and is recommended for the next, well, there is nothing wrong with that. It is wrong now only when it is just a single pager attesting to the fact that he is good. The seafarer is good, basis what? Okay, so it's going to open a lot more questions than solutions. So there's the rub. Having this attestation or the in-service program in place is not bad. It just needs to be reviewed and made more robust from the present system being used now. Attestations, testimonials, all these are valid documents of a person's performance. Okay, and it bears witness that indeed this candidate has accomplished such. Okay, but to put it in a single page without defining what he has accomplished, that will not sit well in any external or internal audit in any company. Do masters or chief engineers make attestations? They do. And it is a company requirement. Okay? The company requires a certain period of time before the master must submit his attestation of performance, evaluation, appraisal, and that's part of the HR process of every company, even shipping. Okay? Now, will we use that as an attestation? So if you look at it, attestation is another acceptable means and method of demonstrating competence. The thing here now is that can Marina do a proper in-service program? You cannot use the appraisals and evaluations of the company because they are private information. So, with that, I say thank you again for listening to this channel. I hope it gave you some insights on another hot topic aside from the EMSA. Okay? So until the next episode of video shorts, kindly extend this link to your other friends, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay? Until our next video shorts, this is 8 Tango Yankee 3 saying, Bon voyage, mates, wherever you are. Godspeed, and see you again.